Let's see. Let me go send this tweet out. I make a lot of sound effects in the beginning. I apologize. It's because I just want to give people time to get here so that, it's actually a stream with people, communicating and things of the sort. Why don't I see it? There we go. Postgame Pouting. Share. I'll have to switch Twitter so that it goes to the Knicks wall Twitter. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. All right. Tweeted it. Let me retweet it from my account. Boom. All right. Yeah. Knicks versus Rivers. Oh, yeah. Nah, I already see where the comments are going, and I feel you, because that's where all the energy is pretty much going tonight. All my energy is for those badass refs. That was awful. That was a disgrace. Yeah, that was truly terrible. All right. Another second or two for people to get in here. Let me take a sip. Pinky up, as always, never fails. All right. We are here. Everything good? Y'all hear it okay? We good? Everything cool? It's like, I want to show the hoodie because these are my hoodies from our brand, and I'm really excited. You feel me? They're called Heart on My Sleeve hoodies. A little heart semicolon for the mental health semicolon thing. So I wanted to show it off, but it also cuts off the top of my head. I wish I was a little shorter. All right, good amount of people in here. Let's get it. Can y'all hear me if I sit back here? Like, if I sit here, am I still audible? Oh, I'm good. Oh, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Knicks fans here, there, and abound. Welcome to Postgame Pouting with I Hate Sean. This is Postgame Pouting. I'm I Hate Sean, and the Knicks took a very, very, very tough one tonight. Tough loss to the Miami Heat, 98-96. A few things. This is one of those losses where, as far as the team is concerned, there's a lot to be happy about tonight. There's a lot to be excited about. It's not, it's not one of those. The last loss felt horrible. I was pissed off at Tibbs. I was mad about so many things. This loss, I'm pissed off about the refs. I think we were robbed. I think that's the worst showing we've seen from the refs this year, and there have been some pretty bad ones. I tried to blame the refs for games, but it almost started to feel like the fix was in to get Miami back in the playoff race or something. I don't know. They're a good team. You don't need all that. But, yeah, that was crazy. I mean, it was just a clear disparity. As Dean pointed out, he's got the numbers for it. Let me... boom. All right, Knicks versus refs. That's a fact. Rip Quivers. Shout out to Quoz. Quoz is here, and it's I love that bench lineup. For the second quarter, in the second quarter and toward the end of the first, the way the energy shifted when they came in the game was amazing. The way the ball was moving was beautiful. I love Derrick Rose and Emmanuel quickly being able to play together. I love Derrick Rose. I'm really happy we have him. I think that everybody who was complaining about him being here has to eat their words and apologize already. It's only been one game, but they have to apologize because they were like, oh, what do we don't need Derrick Rose. What's he going to do? And it clearly showed that, he can help us a lot. He did a lot for us today. And I look forward to seeing what he does for us going forward. That was definitely dope. He was really good on both ends of the floor as well. Boom, boom, boom. Fouls. Knicks 25, Heat 14. Free throws. Heat 39 attempted, Knicks 16. Very one-sided. Exactly, Dean. 39 to 16 free throws is wild. That's a crazy concept. Basketball is being played on both ends of the floor. Only one side is getting the whistles, though. So that was kind of crazy. Very, very upsetting to deal with. The refs were just awful tonight. That last out-of-bounds call that clearly went off Bam. The challenge was bad even after the challenge. The refs were just really bad. They killed us tonight, and that made it tough to bring the game home. Julius off night, 4 for 18 from the field. But the fact that Julius, our all-star, he went 4 for 18 from the field, and we were the RJ layup, man, that hurt my heart because it was such a good take. Seeing, first of all, I'm on a bunch of different tangents. I apologize. But I love the way that RJ Barrett steps up to these challenges. I mean, he did it with Kawhi last week. And now with Jimmy Butler, just taking Jimmy Butler one-on-one all game and, like, really guarding him and, like, without any real help, without having the defense have to shift over, without having to have an extra scheme. Like, he was taking Jimmy Butler one-on-one, played him very well, defending him well on the drives, contested the jumpers, and used his strength well. I mean, RJ is amazing, man. Like, you know, seeing him heat up a little bit in the third quarter was cool. But just his prowess defensively is great. And, you know, he was a good defender last year. He surprised us. We didn't think he was going to be that good of a defender, and he defended well. But this year he's been, I almost want to say, a great defender. I mean, there's not too many guys where you can say, all right, you've got Jimmy Butler one-on-one today. Like, go ahead and do your thing. And we did the same thing with Kawhi Leonard. So just the fact that Tibbs has that kind of trust in him and he's able to go out there and do the job, I mean, I don't know. They sing the defensive praises of somebody else in the lineup all the time for some reason, and that person really doesn't play the greatest defense. And honestly, Elfrid Payton gave up a huge three to Tyler Herro. And on that three, it was a very simple play. It's not like they ran through a double screen or anything like that. Tyler Herro came down off a down screen, popped right up, as he does probably 17 times a game. He's Tyler Herro. He's one of the best shooters on the floor. He had hit like 2 to 3 jumpers down the stretch before that, and Elfrid went through the screen lazily, took a horrible angle, didn't really try to get there. Like, it was just really bad. It was a wide open three for Tyler Herro, and they didn't have to do much to get it. And I don't understand what people who act like he is the defensive player of the year are seeing when they watch the games. Like, they ignore those. I don't know. Like, it was very, very blatant that he played that screen. He played that terribly. Like, most other people would have gotten there and at least gotten a hand up or at least ran him off the line or something like that. But I'm not going to kill Elfrid the whole time. He had a pretty good game. I hope that somebody who wants to trade for him was watching. He did a very good job collecting his missed layups. 8 for 16 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. Even though he took a 3 with 2 minutes left. And I think as a coach, I don't know. I know you don't just tell guys not to shoot, but, like, that's not a good shot. And Elfrid Payton, like, we need good shots in those possessions. It was a very close game. And this isn't going to be the Elfrid bashing show, I promise. But we need good shots. It was a very close game, and that was just a weird shot to take. It was a waste of a possession. That's a turnover, essentially. But, I mean, you know, he was active, 5 rebounds, 3 of those being offensive. I'm almost certain that all of those offensive rebounds were his own missed layups. But he stuck with it. It's one thing to miss the layup. I mean, at least you're going to be, you know, active and chase after it. So I'm not going to kill him for that. This game isn't necessarily on him. Like, I'm glad that Derrick Rose is here. IQ had a rough night. I really like the floater, the poise he had with the floater in the fourth quarter down the stretch, just to be able to take that shot and make it, you know, regardless of how his night's going. Nerlens gave us good minutes. He blocked a good amount of shots, but he can't catch for shit, bro. He missed a couple of great assists. Like, Derrick Rose had him a couple times. Julius hit him with a really nice one. He just dropped the ball. Like, that's hurtful. What else do we have? Alec Burks 3 for 6 from 3. I mean, he's doing what shooters need to do. I appreciate it. Reggie Bullock 3 for 4 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. He wasn't like, you know, like, it wasn't bad. I mean, it's just at the end of the day, Julius is 4 for 18. That's tough to overcome. Everybody did their best. We held the Heat to 98 points. If you hold a Heat team to 98 points, you should be able to win the game. So, you know, it's tough. It's one of those nights. It happens. The Heat are also a good team. There's no guarantee to beat them. It's a not frustrating, really, just disheartening. Because that RJ layup rolling out was really sad, man. Like, really, really sad. I love the drive. I love the way he got there, the way he was ready to go. I think he could have gotten a foul call there too, but there's just no way he was going to get that call. We hadn't gotten any calls all night. RJ hasn't gotten any calls all season, honestly. My bad. I'm like at the beginning of the comments. Those refs need to be suspended and fined. That is an absolute fact. The refs railed us all night. RJ was fouled. Mitch was fouled before that, but RJ should have made that layup. That was the best shot we could have gotten. Definitely the best shot we could have gotten. It was a really good look. He got there. RJ makes that drive 9 times out of 10. I couldn't believe that didn't go down. He was fouled, though. Mitch was fouled for sure on the play where they ended up giving the foul for Jimmy. He also should have got a delay of game for laying on the floor and rolling around like he was hurt when he wasn't. Boom, boom, boom. The ball movement with the second unit was beautiful. I think a certain starting point guard is very not self-aware. I think he thinks he's like one of the best players on the team. Shooting a 3 with 2 minutes left. Gross. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I think he hears the MSG commentators and is getting to his head. But once again, this won't be a kill Alfred night. He wasn't horrible. This is the best Alfred Payton you're going to get, truly. And even at his best, like, I don't know. And I hate to be a box score counting stats guy, but, I mean, at his best, he gave you 18 points, 4 assists. 4 assists with 3 turnovers. I mean, that's at his best. And I think once again, it's not a kill Alfred night, but it's like, you saw the way that the offense flowed. You saw the way that the floor was spaced when that second lineup came in with Derrick Rose and IQ. It was a beautiful thing. That's why I love seeing them on the floor. And that's why it's hard to see Alfred on the floor. Even when he does get that 18 points, you got to account for the points he's taken away from everybody else. And the fact that Alfred Payton should not be, like, you know, we're not going to win a game with Alfred Payton as our leading scorer. I don't think that's, like, it's not going to be a thing. That's not conducive to success. He can't be the leading guy. He can't take that many shots. But, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, if he's out there, he's going to take the shots. I don't blame him for that. Like, that makes sense. Down to 26 minutes today for him, so that's pretty cool. 21 minutes for IQ, 20 minutes for Derrick Rose. Glad that IQ didn't get less than 15 minutes. I won't complain about too much else. Damn. But yeah, no, I don't like the fact that he takes that many shots or takes like shots that frequently. But yeah, and even the small things, like, because once again, it's not really his fault. But when Julius, I love the fact that Julius was out there with that lineup as well. I love that it wasn't just the bench. Like, Julius got some time with Derrick Rose and IQ. And it was crazy. The amount of space that Julius had on those post-ups, like, he was in, you know, no, like, Alcatraz anytime he would try to post up where Alfred is on the floor, because they're helping, and they're helping hard, and they're helping often and early. But when he's on the floor with IQ and Derrick Rose and that Alec Burks lineup, he was getting one-on-ones with almost, like, as much space as he could ask for. I mean, his shot wasn't really falling today, but the floor was much more balanced, you know? I don't know, it just... Excuse me. I hope that going forward, it will be really nice. Like, seeing what I saw from Derrick Rose and IQ today, I would really love if that was my point guard rotation, bro. If that was our point guard rotation and we didn't have to see Elf, hopefully some contender sees what he did today, or a playoff team, or whoever. I don't care. Just trade for Alfred Payton, bro. We are begging you. Solid performance from him tonight. Thanks. Appreciate it. I hope that somebody saw it and was like, wow, I would love for my team to have somebody who's this good at second chance points off of his missed layups. This L has depressed me so severely, I am dead inside. Honestly, this loss doesn't hurt nearly as bad as the last one, which is crazy because we missed like a game-tying opportunity. You think that would hurt more. But, like, you know, like I said, there's things that we could build on from this loss. I like some things that I saw. We held them to 98 points. It's a rough night. From 4 for 18 from your star player. It's going to be tough. But, yeah, this loss doesn't hurt as badly. I wanted to get this one, but I'm not as frustrated. Like, the other day, bro, I was really upset. Like, that loss really, really, it grinded my gears. This loss doesn't grind my gears. It just hurts. You know, it's different. Who gonna complain about Payton? Let's hear it. The only reason we aren't crying right now that we lost by 20, I mean, I don't know, bro. I mean, weird flex. If that's the hill you want to die on, Payton is not the only reason we didn't lose by 20. I don't really know where you're getting that from. I mean, what's giving you that impression? We actually got immediately better as soon as he stepped off the court in that second quarter. We went on a 13-0 run when he left the game. So I don't know what you think you're making as a point, but, you know, nice try. But like I said, this isn't a kill Alfred Payton night. It really isn't. Like, it's not at all. 100% it is not. I'm underwhelmed, but I'm not going to act like... It's annoying on MSG hearing them have this, like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe that's part of this whole, like, maybe they're just trying to, like, up his value to trade him, because hearing Clyde and Mike Breen and whoever talk about him like he's some, like, defensive savant and, like, the engine of the team just hurts my head. Not a lot to be mad about coaching-wise besides RJ coming back in too late in the fourth. He was there in the end and had his shot, just lost this one. Facts, Key, I agree. That was very well said. Really not too much to be upset about coaching-wise. I would have preferred for RJ not to sit out that long. But, you know, you got a new guy into the rotation, a lot going on, different momentum's happening. Like, I'm not going to kill Tibbs. It's going to take some time to work these things out. At least Alfred didn't play 30 minutes. IQ played over 20. I'm not gonna cry today. Like I'm not tripping. Can we talk about the defense play by our starting point guard in the Hero 3? Like literally cost us the game, low key. Talked about that one already, but we can talk about it again. He played that down screen as if Tyler Herro was not a shooter. Like, I don't know. He played that screen like Tyler Herro was Alfred Payton. You knew what was coming. I feel like if you play any basketball, watch one Miami Heat game, watch 3 seconds of film, I knew exactly what Tyler Herro was going to do. And Alfred could have gotten to that. Like, he could have taken a better angle. He could have hustled through there. He could have anticipated something, but he reacted to the play and reacted lackadaisically and closed out for the sake of saying he closed out, but he really didn't get there. And it was a wide open 3. And yes, it really did like cost us the game. And not that the whole game is on him, but at the end of the game, that's a really big shot and you just gave it up. And that's at least, I'm not going to say the whole game is on him, but please stop singing his defensive praises when he's doing shit like that. Like, it's like, come on, bro. It's really annoying. Mitch needs more attempts. I love the way that Mitch is so active on the offensive boards, bro. Even when he doesn't get them, like he's close to the league leading offensive rebounds, but it's the ones he draws a lot of fouls on those. Like there's just so much attention defensively that has to be paid to Mitch when the shot goes up, and I love him for that. He's very active. He keeps plays alive. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah. Oh, that was you guys saying you can hear me. Salute. I personally don't trust Barrett late game. He's a baller. I'm not denying it, but I don't trust him. Hold on, timeout, because this name looks familiar. The same person saying they don't trust Barrett late game is the same person that came in here trying to defend Alfred Payton. So I'm going to just leave that where it's at, for real. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm so sorry. My apologies. All right, we're good. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that RJ comment where it is, though. I don't really know. I mean, if you don't trust him late in the game, I'm not really. And you defend Alfred Payton at the same time. Those kind of go hand in hand. Also think we'll start seeing Rose at the end of the game more as he eases into this team. For a fact, bro. And I just love the point of this team and have a big grow into the role. And also the rapport he had, like just the way they looked out there, man. Like, I don't know, it was really nice. We didn't see it as much in the second half. It was a rough night for IQ. I can only imagine what it would be like with them two out there if IQ was shooting well. But yeah, it is what it is, man. This is a tough one, but it's not the end of the world. I'm looking forward to what we build on going forward. It was clear, like, especially when we saw that lineup with the bench, like, just Rose and IQ or whatever, it's clear that, like, we have a playoff caliber team. So I need us to just continue to play playoff caliber basketball, build into that, grow into that, and not give up any winnable games. We have a very favorable schedule for the remainder of the month. So we just got to, get some momentum. We've got our team in now. Like, Rose can get some practices in. And I want us to just build some momentum, start getting downhill with it, and really get going. Boom. Obi needs more minutes. Yeah, I would like to see more minutes from Obi too, or just to see more Obi involvement in those minutes. I love the Derrick Rose look away that he dropped off to him for the and-1. That was beautiful. I think that Rose is going to help him a lot, being just somebody that gets into the lane, is always looking, and commands more attention from the defense. And just the way that he found him there, like he created that. Like he creates shots for himself and others. And I'm looking forward to that continuing to happen. But yes, I do believe that Obi should get more minutes, hopefully an increased role in those minutes. Also doesn't help that Randall had an off game. A lot we can build on still, I think. Exactly. Randall being 4 for 18, that doesn't happen every night, but guys have off games. I'm not upset with Julius Randle, but when your guy does have an off game and he's 4 for 18, it's going to be tough to win that game. We held him to 98 points, bro. Like, if you hold a team to 98 points, you can't ask for much more. Just some of the shots didn't go. The refs killed us. Very upsetting. Hate to lose that game, but I'm not going to kill anybody. We're right there. It is what it is. Exactly. Feel that. Refs suck. Exactly. Feel that. I really liked how IQ and Rose played together. Rose had more chemistry with guys off the jump than Elf had all year. That's facts. I'm really trying not to make this an Elf bashing session, but when you say these things that are correct, I must acknowledge them. That is a fact. He really looked like he had a good rapport with guys. Like he'd been playing with them for a while. He was looking to find guys. He definitely did seem like he had very high chemistry out there. So I really just can't wait to see what that continues to grow and develop into as the season progresses. Boom, boom, boom. Mitch is so disrespected. That's a fact, man. Like, he really was doing a great job in the paint. He was doing a great job on the boards. He was being really active. He couldn't get a call to save his life. We couldn't get a call in general to save our lives. But shout out to Mitchell Robinson, man. He's just been doing a great job all season. They hired WNBA refs. They don't know basketball. What we're not going to do is shame the WNBA. Alfred was getting praised for taking bad shots by the broadcasters tonight. It's wild, bro. I really don't know what's going on. Maybe they think that maybe it's an MSG directive and they think that opposing teams may be watching the broadcast and they want to fool them into thinking that he's somebody he isn't. But just hearing him described that way is crazy, especially because I know it's going to bring the fools in my mentions trying to tell me what a great defender he is and what a great player he is and how he's been sensational and blah, blah, blah. Like, no, it's not the case. Refs, that Randall shot, the missed layup, not playing Rose in the final minutes, etc. Either way you look at it, the result is the same. I am down extremely bad. Yo, Alex, hold your head, bro. It was a tough loss. I understand. It was upsetting. You're right. The Randall shot hurt. The missed layup hurt. Not playing Rose down the stretch. I mean, it's his first game here. I would have probably liked to see him down the stretch too, but I mean, Alfred was having a good Alfred game, so I knew he was going to play. It is what it is. You know, some things just happen. And, you know, we're going to have certain developments happen over the course of the season. But, you know, don't be down too bad, bro. Like, it wasn't the worst loss ever. Mike, hey, what's good, bro? MSG spreading Alfred propaganda. That's a fact. And once again, I hope that it's for trade purposes. I don't know what's going on, but it's nasty. And I hope that he's out of here soon so I can stop hearing it. Once again, this isn't an Alfred kill session, though. He wasn't horrible tonight, but I just don't like the way that they do that. I absolutely love Burks. His shot is so smooth. I'll be upset if we dealt him unless it's for a one. He's an integral piece. Yeah, definitely. It's smooth. He gets it off quickly. And it's like really good. Like when the ball rotates and it goes to Alec Burks, off good ball movement and rotation. I just feel like he rarely misses those, bro. Like, yeah, he does. He's not perfect from the three, of course. Like nobody hits every 3-pointer, but it just seems like when he gets shots in the flow of the offense, like he's pretty reliable on those. So I also love Alec Burks. I think he seems to be hitting at least 3 threes almost every night at this point. Like, I really love having him out there. I really love what he added to that lineup. That lineup was just very enjoyable to watch, man. That IQ, D Rose, Alec Burks, Randall, and it was Noel. But I mean, if we got, I don't know, man. I would love to have like IQ and Derrick Rose starting at 1 and 2, and then RJ at the 3, and then Randall at the 4, Mitch at the 5. That would be cool eventually. Or just having, IQ, Burks, whoever it is, but just having those guys in as much as possible, getting them as many minutes as possible, getting them on the floor together as much as possible. Let's see. Don't know how I feel with Rose and IQ on the court at the same time. Really? I don't know. I disagree. I feel like I really enjoyed those minutes. We got to a huge run in the first and second quarter with that. It didn't have the same success in the second half, but I mean, I like the fact that, Rose also takes some of the pressure off of IQ in terms of ball handling. It's another person that can collapse the paint, draw a lot of defensive attention. They seem to work pretty well together and have pretty good chemistry. They were both active defensively, so I really enjoyed their minutes together. Sorry, missed it. What's the next comment? Can we all admit the rotations are terrible? The rotations are terrible. I don't know if the rotations were necessarily so. I'm gonna relax about the rotations tonight. We found out that Derrick Rose would be able to play like 3 minutes before tip off. He didn't even get to do shoot around or anything like that. He had to work a new guy into the rotation. I'm gonna take it easy with the rotations. Tibbs has a little bit of leniency from me for a couple games, just as he figures the rotation out. I understand. I wish he would have figured the rotation out more prior to this, so that making an adjustment wouldn't be so difficult, because now you got to figure out the rotations that were already bad while also incorporating something new. So that's frustrating, but I'm not going to kill him I'm not going to do that. It wasn't horrible. This wasn't a rotations loss. The refs were terrible. It was a rough shooting night, but it wasn't a rotations loss. I'm not going to kill the rotations tonight. Seeing Rose tonight just makes it so clear we need vision and passing at the starting point guard position too. Makes me more inclined to go for Lonzo. I agree with the first part of your statement. Seeing Rose made it very clear that we do need vision and passing at the starting point guard position. Seeing a guy drive and find guys, like drive to create for other guys out there, made it clear that the starting point guard does not do that. He doesn't. Even when he does get to the basket well and finish, like, he's not driving and creating opportunities for others necessarily. That very rarely happens where Elfrid breaks the defense down and drops like a nice dime. Like, that's not really a thing. Like, when he drives, he's putting it up. Some nights he's missing all of them. Some nights he's finishing, and those are the games where he looks like he's a good player or a serviceable player. Some nights, like tonight, he's missing them all but going to get them anyway and putting them back. So either way, it's still 2 points, even though it's ugly and annoying. But it's not conducive to good offense and ball movement and things like that. So, yeah, I agree with that. But as far as trading for Lonzo, I don't think we need to do that at this point. We already have 2 point guards who I want to see play. I want to see Derrick Rose play. I want to see IQ play. So one of them needs to be the starter. I'd just like to get rid of Elfrid. But at this point, I love Lonzo Ball. I would love to have him as a Knick. But now that we brought in Derrick Rose, I wouldn't want to trade for him. When your highest scorer of the night is Elfrid Payton, it's gonna be a bad time. It's gonna be a bad time. You didn't think I was gonna catch the reference, did you? I did. Shout out South Park. You're gonna have a bad time. Yeah, I agree. It's gonna be a bad time. It's not your number one scorer being Elfrid Payton is not conducive to winning. Like, maybe it happens one game, I don't know, and we get one win out of it, but like, it's not a winning formula. It's really not at all. It's gonna be a bad time. Pretty much, very well said. RJ has so many flashes. I wish we would see him play with someone other than EP to get him some easy buckets and get him in rhythm. He gets brought down by Elf. Bro, that's my one. That is my. I'm not gonna kill tips for the rotations. I'm not, because like I said, you gotta bring in a new guy. We just found out Derrick Rose was playing 3 minutes before tip off, things like that. Cool, I get that. But a huge issue for me with the rotations, and it was like exclusive tonight. RJ cannot only play with Elfrid Payton, bro. Like, he cannot only play with Elfrid Payton. His minutes cannot be married to Elfrid Payton's. Please free RJ. Like, and it's really not even a Payton hate thing, bro. It's just, if you're gonna play Elfrid Payton, cool, but get RJ some minutes away from him to be in better lineups because it's just like, yeah, I hate that his minutes are married to Elfrid Payton's, bro. I wish you can get away from him. Like, that's my main rotational gripe for tonight. I need tips to figure that out soon, please. That can't keep happening. It's very frustrating. You said taking Jimmy Butler all game. What the F were you watching? This is the same guy who said that he came here defending Elfrid and also said he doesn't trust RJ in the fourth quarter. So, Nicholas, thank you for now. Third time's a charm. You don't know basketball. Saying taking RJ guarded Jimmy Butler one-on-one all game and did a pretty good job of it. That's what I was watching. I'm not sure what you were watching, but maybe you just simply don't know how to watch basketball. Thanks for being here, though. And if you listen some more, you might learn something. Jimmy Butler is an actress. He was literally on the floor rolling around, bro. It was crazy. Like, yeah, and he flops a lot. Like, they got a lot of calls tonight, man. That was very frustrating. I just don't understand how Elfrid plays from 6 minutes down to the 1 minute mark, and then we put IQ in. Why do you play him in the clutch if you were just going to yank him and he iced IQ? I'm not going to blame him for icing IQ. IQ didn't shoot. I feel like what may have iced IQ, and Dean pointed it out, he plays like those games where he's a little off happen after where he plays 13 minutes, 17 minutes, things like that. It's tough to establish a rhythm like that. So he's got to get consistent minutes. That's part of what's so upsetting when he doesn't get the minutes, especially when he plays well. When he was balling and played 12 minutes, just like, what the hell, bro? Like, what can he do? So, yeah, definitely it's hard to establish a rhythm like that. So hopefully he's able to do that going forward. But I wouldn't say Tibbs ice him tonight. But I don't like you're right. I don't get when you end up putting IQ back in, it's because you know that Elfrid hurts you offensively. So it's just like when you're playing a guy down the stretch that you know is a liability offensively and somebody you got to take out at the end of the fourth quarter, you know, when you put in, that's what I get your icing point from, because it's tough when you put a guy out there with a minute or like a minute and a half, like, hey, go save the game. But, you know, so yeah, he does have to figure that out. But I just ultimately, in my heart of hearts, I'm pretty confident that we're about to have to stop seeing Elfrid Payton play basketball. Like, I don't know when it's going to be. It's not going to be like, you know, Derrick Rose got here today. Okay, we stop seeing Elfrid tomorrow. I get that. But throughout like the week, maybe 2 weeks, like we shouldn't have to watch Elfrid Payton play basketball anymore. I wish him the best wherever he goes, whether it's the bench, whether it's another team, don't care. Get him out of here. Julius didn't have it today, that's why we lost. Yeah, for a fact, like we said, 4 for 18 from your star player is gonna be tough to win the game, man. Not gonna cry about it. It happens. Nobody's great every night. Some of the top players in the league have off nights. Julius has been an all-star, been a star all year. It was a tough night for him. The Heat are a very good defensive team. They had a very good scheme for him. He played with Elfrid a lot. Floor was shrunk. But, you know, I'm not going to blame it on Elfrid, though. Like, it was just a rough night for Julius. You know, it's tough. Bro, the comments just be moving themselves, bro. My goodness. I don't want to see RJ slander because that's the one layup he'll miss like that for a while. That was also his first shot in 12 minutes of sitting, so IDK. Great point, Jamal. No RJ slander will be tolerated. You already know what it is. You know the vibes in post game, whatever it is. No RJ slander will be tolerated at all. RJ does very well on those drives. He's been getting to the basket very well. He's been finishing very well all year. It really hurts for that not to go in. But, I mean, he rarely ever misses those. He was probably fouled. But, you know, it is what it is. It hurts. You know, you're just one of those. You got to move on to the next game and hope for the best. And, you know, I know even seeing how long he stayed on the floor after, I know that really hurt him because it was a good drive. It was a great look. It was a great chance to get to overtime and try to pull a win out. But, you know, better luck next time. I woke up my kid cheering twice. The Randall Rose quick and Burks 3 and the IQ floater toward the end. Fun game to watch. Definitely, yeah, it's crazy. Like, I hate losing. I really do. And it's crazy because I watched the majority of the game at my brother's game. So my brother played well. They won. It was a playoff game, so that was pretty cool. And I was just watching the Knicks. And at a point, like, the Knicks were going on a run and my brother's team was going on a run. It was just beautiful. I was jumping up and down for the Knicks. I was jumping up and down for my brother. It was great. It was a really fun time. I definitely enjoyed watching that game, even though I was watching it like in a weird situation. Fun game to watch. It would be really great to win it. How we won it, we would have had great energy because it definitely was a good game. It was a good game of basketball. The refs were horrible, but it was a good game of basketball. I'm not cool enough. Like, I don't know how to, I want to tie this hoodie knot, but like I never tie it the right way and it looks like crazy, but I hate the way the strings hang down. I'm possible, you feel me? Stay tuned. The pre-order's coming very soon. You know, you too can be possible. Well, we're all possible, you feel me? There's a lot of, but this one, I won't do a whole ad here. Another time. Boom. That Obi Rose connection, though. That was beautiful, bro. Like, even the look away, he like made the exaggerated face, dropped it off. Like, it was crazy. Looking forward to seeing more of that for sure. He just seems like he's going to look for guys. He's going to try to find guys. I feel like he's going to try to set Obi up. People don't often look to Obi on those roles. So even seeing Obi set a screen and roll was nice. Seeing Obi set a screen and roll, Rose getting downhill, getting into the lane, drawing the defense, dropping it off to him, boom, and one. I really hope to see more of that going forward, for sure. Just imagine Rose's no looks to RJ or Julius. Yo, Chris, I'm right there with you for sure because, yes, I'd like to see him get some more minutes with those guys. Seeing him, whether he's starting, whether he's coming immediately off the bench, whatever it is, I'd like to see him out there with some of the starters because he definitely had a great impact on the floor, and he definitely seems like he's going to draw the defense, and create for others. What a concept from a point guard. Sorry. Can't help it, man. It's tough. Why do you think we aren't forcing as many turnovers as we were earlier in the season? First half, only 1. I think 6 in the second half, but still. I think the Heat take pretty good care of the basketball overall. And I also think that, I mean, this is gonna be like one of those opinions that I like only kind of stand on. Like, I stand on it, but like this is kind of just like off the top of my head, honestly. But I think that part of it is also that, like, you know, it was the beginning of the season, shortened training camp, stuff like that. So I feel like more teams around the league were probably just turning the ball over more in general. Like, it was probably sloppier basketball. As things get together a little bit, it's like, you know, turnovers aren't as frequent. Even because we were turning the ball over a whole lot in the beginning of the season. We're turning it over less now. So I think that's also a part of it. And the Heat take pretty good care of the basketball. Nerlens with the stone hands all game. My goodness, bro. Hey, excellent performance defensively from Nerlens. Like, he was really active on the boards. He was, you know, in the passing lanes. He was blocking shots. That is great. We love you for that, Nerlens. But my goodness, bro, please catch the ball. You're a grown man. You're in the NBA. We need you to catch the ball. I want to just be able to say nice things about you, bro, because you're doing a great job defensively. When you block shots like that, as consistently as you've been doing lately, I don't want to have to come on here and say he's hurting us on the offensive end. But, bro, you've got to catch the ball. You're a grown-ass man. Like the pace Rose brought to the second unit, but him and IQ got to chill on the jump passes, got to tighten up. I don't know. I don't really know if Rose has to chill on the jump passes. I mean, he's been doing those jump passes his entire career. Like, he's, you know, he threw, there's a couple questionable passes, but I understand what you're saying, though. Jump passes are not the right thing to do, so you are right. But I was talking to my dad about it the other day because he was saying IQ, those passes make him nervous, but when IQ does those jump passes, he rarely turns the ball over on them. Like, he finds his guy pretty much all the time. That pass he had to Rose today, I'm not even sure if that was a jump pass. But that pass went awry because Rose was cutting in. So that was one of the few times it didn't really hit his target, but then Rose went back and got it, hit a jumper. But I mean, I like the way I feel like it helps keep the offense humming. It gets the ball moving. When Derrick Rose makes those jump passes, he like kind of he forces the defense to make a decision. He's always done that. He had some of his greatest highlights are off those jump passes. So I wouldn't necessarily tell him to stop those. But I do understand where you're coming from because jump passes are like the Cardinals in the basketball. So you are also right. Boom. I am here to apologize to D Rose. I ate crow. I overreacted, and I am excited to see the bench next game. Yo, salute, bro. Salute. That's real. Greatly appreciated. Because yes, that's what should happen. It takes a lot to do that. That's great. Because yeah, Derrick Rose, he was really good for us. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, we don't need Rose." I don't know why people were saying, "Why do we get Rose?" We don't need Derrick Rose, and definitively making that statement before they saw him play basketball for us. When we're like the last team in the NBA in terms of pace. So I mean, maybe we need Derrick Rose. Like I don't know. Like the people wrote it off for no. I think people just wanted to be upset about it. They have their own personal things. Certain things I won't even really speak on. I don't like as far as like his legal history. I think that for people to act as if they were in the courtroom, because I don't know. You feel me? I don't know. The charges were dropped. I feel like the argument was kind of, I don't know. But I don't know. I really, truly don't know. So I just err on the side of, okay, he seems like a pretty good dude. We're going to move on. He's on the team. The charges were dropped. He might not be, just because he, might not be the most, it wasn't the greatest way to handle the situation, or he wasn't very nice to Shorty, like, I shouldn't say Shorty, but I'm nervous speaking on this at all. I'm going to get away from this very quickly. But, yeah, like, I feel like that's a big accusation, like, to go on, to mark somebody with that, like, the way that people are doing, saying that, the Knicks traded for a rapist, it's just like, yo, like, relax, bro, like, calm down. Unless you were in the courtroom or, like, you can't really definitively just go around calling people rapists. That's not really cool. But getting away from that topic, because I don't know shit, and it's a very touchy topic, and it's not basketball, so we're on basketball. But I just said that because I want people to be on basketball. I don't want people to like just enjoy Derrick Rose being here. He's on the team. He's our guy. He's been through a lot in his career. There's a lot of things to Derrick Rose's story. So don't take that one thing and just paint it and ruin the season and I can't enjoy him because nah, bro, that's a lot. Like just let it be basketball. I don't know. You weren't there. I wasn't, you weren't, we don't know. So all we can do is, I don't know. All right, but off of that. Boom. The difference between this loss and the last one is last Sunday's game was lost by Tibbs. I don't care what anybody say. He didn't put the team in the best position to win. That's a fact, Eric. The Sunday's game was 200% a Tibbs loss. Tibbs lost us that game. His rotations were terrible. He had the wrong people on the floor almost all game. This is not a Tibbs loss. This is not really a rotations loss. The refs killed us. We didn't hit shots. It is what it is. We held them to 98 points. I mean, it is like, it just one of those games you lose. It's unfortunate. You can't win them all. It's very unfortunate. Hate it, but it's not a Tibbs loss. It's not a loss to feel that horrible about. Mitch is a lob threat every game, but we have a point guard who bricks lobs instead of placing them to where Mitch can smash it. I cannot wait until he stops being the point guard, bro. I promise you. When Elfrid Payton stops playing basketball for us, I'm going to be so happy. I may throw a party. Like, I don't know. I just got to do something. We need to set up more players. We need to set up more players where RJ can lob it to Mitch. I definitely like those actions. The RJ and Mitch pick and rolls where RJ is able to get that lob to him or force the defender to, overpower his defender and get to the basket and finish. I definitely appreciate those possessions. I appreciate those actions. The Heat played them a little differently. I love the way that when Harrow jumped out and, tried to cut RJ off, RJ just spun back and got to the basket, stepped around Kelly Olynyk. That was a beautiful take. I'd like to see him be able to do more things like that, be put in positions where he can just, succeed. Let's see. Boom. I hate that woman ref. She was awful. Honestly, all the refs were awful. I'm not going to specify any ref in particular. The refs were bad tonight. Very, 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 very bad. The refs were awful. They should be docked. Their pay should be docked for sure. That was just horrible refing. Rose had nice bursts. The jumper looked pretty good, and his court vision was very solid. With more time, he should have a nice impact. That's a fact, Dean. Fully agree. He was. I mean, I can't wait. It looked good. The jumper looking good was the best part, and he definitely had bursts. He was active defensively. I think Derrick Rose did everything and more that we wanted to see him do tonight. Like, he exceeded the expectations that we had in his debut, and showed that he can definitely bring some things to this team. So Let's all get behind him, support him. He's on the team. That's our guy. Forget about him going AWOL 5 years ago. Like, let that shit go. Move on. He's in a different stage of his career. We're here now. We're here. So let's move on. Boom, 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 boom. Randall 2. Randall was 4 for 17. I think it was 4 for 18. Yeah, it was a tough game, man. Very, very tough game. Facts. Rose didn't ice Obi out like Rivers and IQ. Love to see it. Yeah, he definitely found that hoodie clean. Appreciate you. You feel me? Hey, heart on my sleeve hoodies. You feel me? Stay tuned. Pre-order coming soon. About to have a photo shoot and all that. Really excited. This color, light blue. You know, flooding the streets. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Don't get me started on that play where RJ was clapping in the corner. Very, very sick of Elfrid Payton playing point guard, bro. He's not trying to find guys. He's not really trying to set guys up. He runs the offense, but other than getting it to Julius, he doesn't really try to set anybody up ever for anything, ever. Damn it. All right, I'm going to try to speed through these comments because my computer's on 4%. I really apologize. Let's see. All right. What are your thoughts on the upcoming draft? Really hope that the Mavs continue to be ass. I believe they will. They've been doing a great job at it so far. Really love Cade Cunningham, but of course, you know, I doubt the lottery is going to be friendly to us. Jalen Suggs is amazing. That would be a nice consolation prize for Cade. Jonathan Kuminga, Jalen Green, those are like my top names for sure for right now. I'm going to have to do more research when the time comes. Hopefully our pick isn't lottery because we make it to the playoffs and we can just have a lottery pick from Dallas and it gets as high as it can possibly get. Boom, 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 boom. IQ Burks, RJ Randall, Mitch, Rose, Bullock, Knox, Obi, Noel. I like that. And hopefully, you know, Frank can start to get those Bullock minutes at a point. But I mean, I would like that. I would love for things to go that way. That would be very nice. Whose minutes did Knox take? I forget who came out for Knox to come in. I don't know. I like that though. I really do. Sean dropping heat tonight as always. Wow, thank you so much. Like, come on, like you guys are really dropping the heat. I'm just reading your comments and responding. But shout out to you guys for being here once again. Subscribe to Knicks While YouTube if you haven't already. There's a button. I'm pretty sure it's like what side of the screen am I? So this is the right side of the screen, right? So subscribe. I think it's right there. I'm not like that good at YouTube though, so it might not be there. Don't quote me. Does Rose take the starting job eventually? We can only pray that either Rose or IQ takes the starting job, that Elfrid stops playing altogether. That's what I'm hoping for. I hope that the plan isn't to keep both of them and have Elfrid still starting. That would really upset me. I want Elfrid gone. I hope that a contender comes along, whoever playoff team. I don't care who it is. I don't care what they're sending. Just take them. Danny Ainge, whoever please have him. Gladly. I'll deliver him myself. Let's see. I think by the end of the week, Rose takes Peyton's spot, but I'm not a fan of Peyton and IQ being together. I have no confidence in Elfrid losing his spot quickly. I've seen way too much happen. I've seen him play way too poorly for way too long, way too consistently, and still keep that spot. So I'm not going to bank on it. Did I eat today? Oh, my goodness. But yeah, I definitely feel you. Hopefully Peyton is not playing at all, like I keep saying. I hope we trade Peyton to that playoff team. So do I. Anybody. Don't care. Don't care what they return. Don't care at all, bro. Please, just take them. If it takes a little while to deal EP and Rivers is completely out of rotation in that time, do you think they just reinsert him or look to do something else? I would hope. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take for Rivers to make his way back into the rotation. Now that Rose is here, hopefully they get rid of Elfrid quickly. I don't think that I don't foresee them moving Elfrid to 0 minutes. You know, I just don't see it happening. I would love it if it did, but I just am not sure that it will. So I'm not going to hold out hope for it. I just hope that he's moved. Start Rose, IQ off the bench. Love Rose. I just don't want him taking away IQ's minutes and touches, but we'll see what the season looks like with them. Won't be horrible. I mean, hey, he didn't really take away IQ minutes or touches tonight. You know, they played really well together. They showed they spent all their time on the floor together almost. So, I mean, you know, that shouldn't be much of an issue. But yes, I definitely agree that if IQ starts, I would love it. If Rose starts, it's cool. I love it. I love what he gave us today. Hopefully they just make sure both of them get really good minutes. With Knox and Frank, it all depends on Tibbs. To be continued. That's a fact. It is what it is. When the time comes, the time may come. Who knows? Just stay ready. I mean, Rivers is a vet, so he understands that. You know, he's not out of rotation with lack of merit. You know, he was playing pretty poorly. He was shooting like shit. So, I mean, I'm not gonna, it makes sense. It definitely makes sense. Let's see. Randall needs to stop taking jump shots when his shot is off. Going inside can lead to more free throws, and in this case, could have facilitated a win. Alex, that's easier said than done. I think a lot of the jumpers Randall took today weren't necessarily bad jumpers. There was only a few where I was like, I wouldn't have taken that one. But, I mean, he had some pretty good looks. They just didn't fall. Bam is a very good defender. The Miami Heat are a very good defensive team, and they were closing off the paint, making a point to do so. So it's tough to just say, go to the basket. It's not really like he just had the choice to. So, those jumpers he took weren't necessarily bad shots, but, just an off night. They happen in the NBA. It's cool. Happens to the best of them. I almost said best of us, like I'm not in the NBA. But, yeah, it happens, man. It's just one of those things. Got to roll with it. Next game, hopefully he bounces back and plays really well. Shoots really well as well. Boom, boom. I do feel what you're saying, though. It's tough to watch a guy shoot a bunch of jumpers when they're not going in, but they weren't necessarily bad shots, and any one of them could have fallen, like, at some point. You don't want it. You never want to stop shooting. Like, you can't have that kind of mentality. You got to feel like the next one's going in. The worst thing you can do to young players' development is give them a point guard with no vision and passing. Obi needs it. RJ needs it. Mitch needs it. Even IQ needs it. Yeah, we're all in agreement that Elfrid Payton should stop playing basketball as soon as possible. I would really appreciate that. We're all on the same page there, man. Like I said, it wasn't a horrible night from him. I'm not gonna kill him today, but I mean, yeah, I'm down for him to stop being a part of this team. We need it too because Payton is miserable to watch. Facts. How do you deal with games you lose that you should have won? Because that's the games I get frustrated. So as I am right now, how do we deal with games that we lose that we know we should have won? It's very frustrating. But like I said, Sunday's loss. Oh my goodness. Sunday's loss was way worse. Sunday really, really hurt. It was really frustrating. Tibbs lost that game. That's why we should have won it. Today, we should have won the game, but like for things outside of our control necessarily. The rest were horrible. Shots didn't fall. So on a night like tonight, my reaction to it is honestly to take the good. Take the positive that you can. Leave the negative where it's at. It's an L. Just the same when we get ugly wins and we're like, well, it's a win, so we just take it. It's a loss. It was a game that we could have gotten it, but it's a loss. So it's like, what do we see that went well? We know that, it's not going to be every night Randall's 4 for 18, so we held him at 98 points. Focus on the positives and look forward to the next one, man. That's my advice. I'm down to contribute to his ticket to China. That's about Elf. I'm also 100% down for that. All right, definitely going to speed through these because it's 2% now. Boom, 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 boom. Knicks have an opportunity to go on a run with these next couple games. Got to come through. Need to get back to 500. Dean, that's a fact. I need us to get back to 500 100%. Every day that we're under 500 makes me unsettled. Everybody keeps telling me that I should be happy with the progress, blah, blah, blah. I am happy with the progress, but because I'm happy with the progress and I know that we're a good team now, I want to be better. So this team should be at 500 or above that. I would like to make that happen. So we need to get on a run on these very winnable games, build some momentum, and make sure we get ourselves back to 500 and even it out. Yes, I fully agree. More positives to take from this game than negatives. This game was also a testament to how well Julius has played for us. He has one bad game when we lose like that. Crazy how good he's been. Jamal, facts. He's been great for us. You see it, and you see the disparity in it when he has an off night, and it was tough to win without him. So, yeah, but definitely a lot of positives. Like I was just saying, positives to take from this game for sure. Arrow up, Hawkeye. I already know what it is. Apparently, our schedule gets easier post All-Star break. Maybe we can get over 500 to end the season. Definitely believe this team is this is a 500 or better basketball team, in my opinion, 100%, especially if we start doing the right things rotationally. The day Elvis traded or waived, we need an emergency Sean video. I'm sure I'll be cackling. Bro, the day Elvis is traded or waived, I promise you there will be a video. I promise. High quality, too. Like, there will be a video. Like, 100%. There will be a video, a celebration. I might have the little things from the kids' birthday party go, I don't even know where to get it yet, but I'm going to find it. All right, 1%. Here we go. Opening an expensive bottle of alcohol for the day Elf gets traded. That's a fact. Duce, for sure. We're a playoff team at the end of the day. It's going to happen this season. Trust the process. Jamal, I fully agree. He's spitting today. RJ and Mitch for Beal. Relax, Troy. Facts, Hawkeye. Start Rose already. Honestly, I'm with that for sure. Get Elfrid out of there. He played. Rose was great. Frank is not playing meaningful minute for the Knicks the rest of the year. If I have to say it, I'd say he's getting traded. It's a shame Bricks Bullock is taking his minutes. Yeah, I mean, Bullock wasn't horrible today. He shot really well last night, so I'm not going to kill him today. I'll wait till the next time he's asked. No Hands Noel was hooping for a quarter. I do miss Frank though. I would like to see Frank play. I hope he gets some minutes eventually. No Hands Noel was hooping for a quarter. No did a great job defensively. He did finish some dunks in the first half, but he was brick hands. It's crazy. Post trade prosperity is hilarious. All right, we got to the end of the comments. 1%. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Rocking here. We've been in this for 50 minutes. This is the longest episode in a minute. Thank you guys so much for rocking every single time. Really appreciate it. You make it so much more fun to do these things. Watching the games, thinking about what we're going to talk about after is always it's a joy. I will see you guys for the next pregame prayers. Once again, subscribe to the YouTube. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank you so much. Truly from me